Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. I'm running behind today. Today. We won't be on too long because I have my son has got something going on special today. So we won't be on too long, but I did want to come on and share some thoughts today. Good morning, Mama McCory. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for being here. So I see you calling. So we're gonna go ahead and kick this off. Boom! What up, y'all? Good morning, good morning, good morning. The wonders of going live. The wonders of going live. I love it. I love it. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. If you're in the building, if you've never said anything, make sure you say hi because I love to just know who's watching because I can't see it all. Can't see it all. That's not a song. I'm just making stuff up. So today we're talking about how do we position ourselves to build. That's the topic today. I don't have any good BOL news. There's a bunch of news out there, but today is not the day. Jeff in the building. Good morning. Good morning. So listen, I appreciate you. I appreciate you being a part of all that we do. And my holiday dinner giveaways is blowing up. I'm getting a lot of people feeling the new song vibes. Have a it's we're getting a lot of people signing up. So if you haven't signed up, go to www.brothersoflegacy.com. Sign up for that, as well as sign up if you have school-age children or grandchildren or great-grands. Bless you for being at the great-great-grand level. Sign up for the financial literacy course for them as well. Brought to you by EverFi. We've partnered up with them as well. It's good. Yeah, man, it's good. It's good. It's funny about next month I'll talk about it, but it's amazing. Like how and where you post things to make a difference. 2 plus 2 equals 5. Yeah, we in trouble. We in trouble when 2 plus 2 equals 5. So today we're talking about how do we position ourselves to build. Where did this conversation come from? It's always someplace. So let's do this real quick. My people may be coming through. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm late. Had some technical stuff, so everything got sent out like right at 9. So pretty sure folks are like, well, I guess we're not going on. So, oh, it's one of those a joke. Oh no, you good, Rich. One of those mornings. So prayerfully, Pastor be coming through. Everybody, we're in. So we'll see. All right, let's do this. I always do this for my podcast people, so I can separate between my warm up. I got to do my own monologue, warming up, and let's go.
You're watching the Brothers of Legacy. We don't stand out, we stand up.
Bam! Look at that timing. Look at that timing.
Morning.
Oh. Oh yeah, no, he said, yeah, I had to. It's because when I said it, I have to. Facebook says you can't set it close, so I got to set it at least 10 minutes after. So I know, so it doesn't, right, Jeff? It kind of makes me look like I'm early. Look at that. Look at the magic of social media. The magic. So
Tardy.
Right.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday, BOL family.
Yes, indeed. Happy Thursday. All right. So I'm talking about how do we position ourselves to build. Where am I coming from at this? So with this, I thought about yesterday we was having conversations, and I'm
honored, Richard.
How do we build in disagreement?
Ooh.
And how do we build in disagreement? And what I mean, it's, oh yeah, right. Okay, I'm sorry.
Are you reading messages on your watch?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, send me a text. I got it. I see the name. I'm like, always got. All right, guys, I gotta go. got issues happening.
I'm thinking of Spacely Sprockets.
Right.
Jetsons, man.
Jetsons. Right.
We are living the Jetsons.
We're almost at the flying cars. Almost. Yeah. We close. Yeah. We close. Right. He said people send AD jokes. But yeah, so I forgot where I was at. So why did I come up with the topic? That's where we're at. The topic came, Pastor was kind of mentioning some of the voter stuff and political, a little bit of stuff. And who I found out was one of Jeff's connections. He came in at the end, hitting with some stuff that I didn't want to go into because it's going to be a rabbit hole. It wasn't going to be able to give a simple answer and be like, okay, we're closing. Because I love Pastor, but if he got the last word, Pastor's like, nope, I'm gonna get the last word, and then we close it. And then my man was gonna say something, and because Pastor read it, my man got the last word, even if I don't post it. So I didn't want to do the back and forth. So I just went for the ignore. I love him, but he won't let it go. I love him. He said, I'm just waiting for the instant cooking.
That's called the microwave.
Right.
But I think what Sam is talking about is what was that other movie?
Back to the Future. When they took no, not Back to the Future. I can see it in my head. Fifth Element.
Fifth Element. That's what it is.
Fifth Element.
Chicken.
You're right. Big like. So, I started before mass. He said, at least 35 years before mass adoption and safety good enough. He said, but still want a car on the ground. Yeah and no. Yeah, no. Because it's all about how they introduce it. As soon as folks go from here to like Tennessee, we're in Georgia, go to here to Tennessee, in like 35 minutes, now you're weighing your options. Like pile of kids up in the car for how long? Like 6-7 hours?
Yeah.
Or just jump on the joint that, that's been safe. Like we've had one incident, and get there. Yeah. Then it changes the game. It changes the game. So today we just talking about position ourselves. How do we move forward when we don't agree? We have different ideologies, we have different thought patterns, but we're trying to build on something maybe common, but we just, we can't have all the kind of conversation. You already know the sensitive topics. How do you get past without, do you have to address it? Big, political, like the election happened. Let's see, was it next 2 years or next year? Is it 2 years? When Joe and whoever you'd run against, and it's clear you're on one side, I'm on another side. It's hot. They just had a debate. We coming into the same space trying to work on something, but we're not gonna talk about it because we know we don't agree. We already know it. And can we keep it real? Some conversations like, I'm not gonna convince you. Regardless of what I feel is the facts that I'm showing you, I'm not gonna, because either it's how you grew up, it's what it's just, or just our stubbornness. How can we build the best way to move on to be okay with the W's and the L's? Okay. The wins and the losses.
But in that case, if that's the mindset, then everybody loses. If it's just a winner and a loser, what do the winners do with the losers when they win? What do the losers do because they lost? You just go back and try again. I mean, the reality is we have to find common ground. We have to figure out how to work together. Right. That's the reality. The challenge we have in our country today is that we are so divided that it really doesn't matter. Like the real issues are not on the table.
Right.
We're divided because of personality conflicts, cultural conflicts. We're not divided on policy.
Right.
America is in a tough spot.
Right.
I don't care whether you're on the left or on the right. We're in a tough spot. Violence is high. Race relations are at an all-time low.
Right.
The housing market is not in shambles, but we have fewer houses being built now than we have in a very long time.
Right.
Gas prices are high for what reason? They're not high because Joe Biden's a bad guy.
Right.
I mean, it's high because we're in a tough spot. We're high. We're still coming out of something that impacted the entire globe. COVID impacted the world. It changed everything. And our response to COVID truly impacted or has an impact on where we are today. Right. The problem we have is while Donald Trump was dealing with COVID, the right people weren't at the table.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Said up front, and we haven't healed from any of that. When you have a country where we can, like I'm a veteran,
right?
So I fought for my country.
Right.
You have people in the military that go overseas, fight wars, kill people who are anti-America.
Right.
In other words, I go overseas and kill America's enemies.
Right.
I kill the enemies of the country.
Right.
But in my own country, I find out I have enemies.
Right. Right.
And the very people who wear camouflage, who are over there fighting for the country, are coming back here fighting me because of the color of my skin.
Right.
Is that a policy issue?
I got you. But how do you, like, in these cases though? So, but that's a case of the military itself. With the enemy, my enemy is my friend. So how do we form alliances when there is disagreement? How do you form alliances when there is a difference? Let me see. Let me throw this one up first. Richard said USA get a three political party. We honestly need more parties to really step up to the national space. There
Do
are
we?
some. I think so. I think
Really?
so. I think we are dominated by a two-party system that is designed to keep us as separated as possible, and it maintains their power. But I feel like if there were more parties involved, I think it could change, or at least bring some way, some substance of coming togetherness. I don't know. Like, I think
But here's
more parties
like,
would
why
be,
do you have the
better.
playoffs in sports?
Because you got to get to the Super Bowl. But that's different.
Because
I don't-
ultimately there's going to be one champion.
Yeah, but
And in a two-party system, it's because whoever that third party is
nah,
didn't get enough attention.
Yeah, and money. It's about money.
That's attention.
Honestly, yeah. It seems that we don't need more cooks in the kitchen. I think we need more ideas on the plate. We need more ideas on the table. I think we need more people at the.
I think we have plenty of ideas on the table. I think the right ideas are there. I think
but they like you are tied down. You are tied down to either thinking one way or the other, and then there's a party line that you can't cross. Because if you do, then you're ostracized, and now you become independent. That's my issue. You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
you lose your voice,
right? Because there's only two parties. Right. There's at least going after the highest office. Yeah, two parties. I think maybe in the House, they some of the other parties have made it in, absolutely found their way in based on locale. Senate, yeah, I think it's still the two parties. Let's see. Let me get some of these comments. He said, "Who said our friends have to agree with us on everything?" Right. Stop magnifying stuff that in the grand scheme of things don't even matter, right? Donkey and elephant, they're all animals, right? Right. I think this is Reese. I don't know why something's come up like this, but what's up, Mr. Hopkins? I think that's Jeff's friend. He said, it's called an autopsy for a reason. When you lose, you have to reevaluate what you did to lose. Come back and try next time, right? To win with what you've learned.
But that's not how we operate. We just we've gotten dirtier and dirtier.
Right. Yeah, 100%. Jeff says, I've learned to be okay with differences in others. I don't agree with the differences always, but sometimes I do learn from the differences. Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yes.
That's
what listen, you win or you learn.
Right.
It's not you win or you lose, you win or you learn. That's how it should be.
That right there says that means a small majority will control all of the policies, because that's what it is. Yeah. We have a two-party system.
South African apartheid.
Right. It could small majority. So if we have more parties, I think it opens up and it can help with the policies. And yeah, I know it's gonna be a little more fighting, but it's more voices. Let's see, overseas. Let me see. Imagine three parties where the one with 35% gets to decide for the other 65%, right? And we need a revamping of our voting system. There are better ways to do it that I've seen out there. And I think I had a show about that. We discussed it, but maybe we revise that coming into the election.
Let me ask this question.
Yes.
Why? I mean, how do we position ourselves to build?
Yeah.
Get rid of nuclear weapons. Yeah. Everybody knows that nuclear weapons will destroy the planet.
Right.
And it seems that we have more threats of nuclear warfare now than we've had in a long time.
Right. Because I'm so a loser.
So how do you build when that's the conversation?
Right. Yeah. That's a rough one right there. That's a rough one. When someone has a nuclear weapon, like even in a partnership, I'm gonna just trash this whole.
If I don't win, I'm killing everybody.
Yeah, I'm taking it all out. It will eliminate.
Yeah,
I agree. Right, it eliminates some of the bullying. Right, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and yet they're still there.
I feel like now everybody listen to this part. I feel like a nuclear weapon, though, keeps me at the table. It keeps me at the table because, I don't have a large country, but I got something y'all don't want. If I drop this thing, like, yeah, I'm gonna do some serious damage. We ain't gonna live, but you gonna remember us. Like, so I think a nuclear bomb kind of it keeps
That's
that
and so that's your tactic. That's
Yeah,
the strategy.
that's the
Well,
strategy.
that's really gonna help.
Right? I'm just
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
it's
just saying,
but we're talking about we're trying to build for the future. So what message are you sending the next generation
right.
with that narrative?
Mm. If you don't have the leverage,
I'm not going to name the politician in North Carolina,
okay.
but there is a politician in North Carolina who says my wife and I
Mhm.
cannot afford to lose a single paycheck with the current policies in place, and our paychecks are at stake. And research shows that this 27-year-old politician has never even held a job, has never been on anyone's W-2. In fact, the only source of income this 27-year-old politician has is a trust fund. But he says
It's that safe.
publicly, my wife and I cannot afford to lose one paycheck. Doesn't even have a bank account. Has a trust fund. And running for office. How is that person going to be able to relate to me?
Interesting.
How can that person possibly empathize with my situation? And he's lying. So the point that I'm trying to make is the way that you position yourselves to build is you recognize that
Yes, indeed.
yeah,
Yes,
term
indeed.
limits for 200 hours.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, Reese. We're like right there. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, but either way, you say term limits, which means what? Because we have term limits.
Where? But I mean, for the president,
Yeah.
I'm talking about for the Senate and the House.
Oh, well, that's a whole nother that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, I alluded to that. I think towards the beginning of the tweet, folks in spots that they need to be giving up, or at least pass it on, endorse somebody else.
I'll tell you something. Here's what I've learned. This is what I've learned.
Good morning, man.
Someone says
Hello.
It's unfair that Shaquille O'Neal can be allowed to play the game of basketball
Right.
at his size and his strength. It's just unfair because you can't stop him.
Mm. Right.
I need someone to deal with that. You say term limits.
Uh-huh.
They say beat me. If you want to limit me, beat me.
Beat me. But like they know the game, but in Senate and House,
they designed the game.
Right. When the name has a recognition, it's like, well, I'm fine with it going on right now.
Eddie Murphy told us the story in The Distinguished Gentleman.
He used a common name.
Yeah.
And everybody voted for him. Right.
Because people don't read.
Right. Oh man. Yeah. 100%. Oh, let's see. He said kill us all.
You know how we build?
Really? Damn.
We come back to the truth that all men are created equal.
Right.
If we can get that foundational truth,
right,
then we might be able to build something.
Yeah.
The day you wake up and realize that because of my skin color, I am not less than you. Once that revelation hits, we might be able to build something. I'm not speaking to anyone here. I'm just saying the understood you.
But
right?
even in our own community, right? So getting to even with the differences, like how do we, like you said, how do we get past, or how do we work together to build just a project, with differences, can you, and we've talked about like in prior conversations, like people that we've had issues with, or we don't really do the cutoff thing, but we don't engage with certain people in a certain space based on past interactions, like bad with money, bad, just flipping at the mouth, like, oh, you ain't gonna talk to me like that, so but what happens when we're trying to build together. Like, and I bring somebody in from your past that I didn't know, of course. I'm like, yo, man, he a good dude. And I describe, and you no idea how, like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. Then you see him, and it's John from what you were like 10 years ago. Like, and some past interaction. Can you get past a feeling in order to build something, like, even if it's business, because business is, when we think about money, it's like, yeah, we fought over, it may have been a girl, like he did some shady nonsense, lie, like a whole bunch of stuff. Just, you're supposed to be my homeboy, and just some whole shady stuff. But we're trying to go into a business deal together. Of course, now you're married. This whole, he's married. It's just, can you put away past feelings in order to build forward, And I know it has kind of shifted a little bit, but
no, I think that's a very valid and relevant question.
Right.
The truth is, history can kill. Harboring unforgiveness destroys.
Right.
So you have to get past previous indiscretions,
right,
to be able to build a brighter future. You have to, right? I don't want to blame today's generation for the previous generation's behavior.
Right.
The only reason you would be held accountable is if the behavior doesn't change. Right?
Right.
I can only hold you accountable for what you're doing today.
Right.
And so if we are on opposite sides today, the question is, can we find some common ground? Can we find something to agree on?
Right.
Right now, it looks like they can't find anything to agree on. And it's so bad that they're talking about your mother.
Right. Hey,
so you can't build in a world of negativity.
Right.
You build downward. Right.
Right.
And that's what things have become. And it completely changes the face of a country. It changes the face of a community. It changes the face of a corporate business office. Right. My daughter just came through an excruciatingly painful situation. Brand new job, hired in property management. She relocated for the job, bought a house, and within the first month, there was a human resources complaint, an anonymous complaint against her.
Wow.
From someone in her office. Right. Now, what's interesting is she knew the first week who didn't want her there.
Gotcha.
Right? Now, this is a young Black woman coming in, managing an office where she is a minority in the office, but she's hired to manage the entire property.
I got you.
800 units, right?
Right.
And someone files an anonymous complaint, and she says after week one, she says, Dad, I know I'm going to have some problems with this person. And this happens. And then when she gets the call from Human Resources and they said, we have to do an investigation, and she's emotional. So what do you mean an investigation? For us, you say investigation, we think jail.
Right.
That's how we think.
Right. 100%.
Nobody understands that with us.
Yeah.
You tell me I'm under investigation. I think I'm about to get arrested.
Yeah.
So she's calling me, and I'm like, wait, stop.
Yeah.
Sweetie, you haven't broken any laws.
Right.
Remember, think about that. You haven't someone just doesn't like your presence.
Right.
So they're trying to sabotage you,
Right.
And what she hears is, yes, we have to do this investigation. I wanted to call you formally and let you know that. And then I have to ask you, are you recording this call?
Right.
She was asked if she was recording the conversation.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Like, what do you do with that?
Yeah.
And the person on the other end of the phone doesn't. I say the other end of the phone like there's a wire. I'm so old.
Right.
So old. Right?
Like it's connected.
Yeah. and so, but what I'm saying is, she was hired because they wanted her to come in and impact the culture, to change the culture, help us change the culture.
I got you. Yeah.
And she comes in, and remnants of the existing culture remain, but she doesn't feel like she has the support from the organization. Right. That's how we're living today.
I got you.
Today's a better day. We got through that. We worked that out.
Right.
Thank God. You know, that someone came and told her, another leader said, I want to talk to you. We're having this conversation, but we're not having this conversation.
Right. Yeah.
That's what, you know, that's what people, it happens all the time. Don't worry about it. This is, you know, this won't be the first time someone makes a complaint against you, but your job is not being threatened. My job is not being threatened, but I'm under investigation. You said it happens all the time, and I'm supposed to be okay with that.
Yeah.
That's not how we deal with this.
Right.
You have to go to that individual and say, if you're not willing to have an open conversation about this, you want to complain anonymously.
Right.
So now I have to investigate the person you're complaining about, but there's no investigation on you and no one knows who you are. Right. That's not how we fix this.
Yeah.
We have to deal with this. We have to have open dialogue.
Yeah.
What is the issue here? How do we resolve the conflict? Where's the real problem?
Yeah. Some place need to be open.
That's right. And I'm saying we need more of that in our community. We need more of that in our country.
Yeah. Have the open dialogue. Have
open dialogue.
A willingness to have the conversations.
Right. I think, what's the end goal? Yeah. What is the expected outcome of your engagement here? What are you looking to get out of this? How do we all win here? You know?
Right. The rocks over a wall. Right. Yeah. I think many times we need to really press to have those conversations. Like, what is the goal? What are we trying to accomplish? What are you trying to achieve? Because I feel like, you know, we agree on more stuff than we disagree on. Yeah, I really feel like we agree on way more stuff than we disagree on. You know, but we just get caught in the weeds of these of the little stuff, you know, like stuff that like matters, but it don't really matter. Like a lot of these fights, like these ain't even stuff that's at my doorstep. It's not at your doorstep. Like these are stuff like I'm not fighting this stuff. It's the stuff we agree on that we're dealing with like every day. And yeah, we do need to really have more of that dialogue. And I want to try to open that up.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret.
What's up? Oh, and Jeff asked, he said, any results?
Yes. I told my daughter to do what you were hired to do.
Right. Period.
Be who you are.
You said you need me to come out.
I feel you, fam. No, we got it. Do what you were hired to do.
Right.
Be who you are, because being who you are got you here.
Right.
And there's always going to be someone that doesn't like the good in you.
Right.
There will always be antagonists. This is an opportunity for growth.
Right.
It's an opportunity for you to show that you're not who they say you are. You are who you've been called and purposed to be. Right. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You don't run from it. You stand there.
Yeah.
And here's what I've learned in my life. I was looking for a job when I found this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I can find another one.
Right. 100%.
Life goes on.
Definitely.
So that's it. And that's like what it can't do is become a distraction.
Yeah.
And you can't allow it to stop your productivity. That's the reality. Right. And so here's, you said that you made the comment of it's not at my doorstep. Here's how it gets to your doorstep. It gets to your doorstep by the power of influence that it has on your neighbors.
Right.
Who agree with empty rhetoric.
Yeah.
Right. And people agree with empty rhetoric because it serves their need. Right. So that's, and so the question is, what do we really want? What is the common ground? I think every person with common sense who believes in our country
What's up, Kaneem?
wants to have the freedom that we talk about for yourself and for your family.
Right. 100%.
You ruin the freedoms and the liberation that you have by attacking someone else's.
Right. Right.
The quickest way to enslave a country is to start enslaving people, their mindset.
Right.
That's what happens. So the very freedoms we talk about, we contradict as a country.
Right. Right.
You can see that in the political climate that we're operating in right now.
100%.
And here's the point I was going to say, my secret.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
Just y'all here.
I receive information from the left and the right.
Right.
I have finagled and positioned myself to get the inner sanctum communications from both sides of the aisle.
Right.
When I tell you we're living in dangerous times, we're living in dangerous times because it's deeper than the commercials and the attacks that you see on television. There's a real concern in America. And I'm going to quote someone who says, if we don't stop them, they're going to take over the country.
Right.
Who? If you don't stop who? Who's going to take over the country? Those comments were made by a 56-year-old man who was arrested because he said a black man bumped into him on his way inside a gas station market. And him and his buddy pulled out an axe handle and beat that black man.
Mm-hmm.
And their justification was he bumped into me coming through the door. And what he said to the police officers was, if we don't stop them, they're going to take over our country. That's the mindset of an American. One American. How many more think like that, regardless of your color, of your race, of your creed? How many think like that? You're afraid that someone is taking over your country. What's the media overblown myth?
That what you probably mentioned about that's bigger than what it is. You know, like it's not, because for me, I look at it in a smaller minority. You know, wow, Facebook just kicked me out for your broadcast for my comments. He said, hold up, did all white people? Oh, because he said, hold up, did all white people beat this man? Because I kind of think at it, there are a sector of people that, you know, don't like black people. There's a sector of people that don't like Hispanics, Indians. They don't like anybody but themselves. But I don't know if I don't look at it as large. You know, like I said, that's just my perspective. I don't look at it as such a looming threat. You know, like you received the information. You know, you have probably a better perspective than I do. So yeah, I don't look at it like such a huge, like the takeover is coming, the war is coming, the race war, you know, that I've heard for a while, kind of like probably just as long as I've heard Jesus is coming back. You know, it seems like every 5 to 6 years. And I will say this is probably more on a national stage because of the political climate. But, you know, you hear about it, like a riot breaks out. Oh, it's coming. It's coming, you know. So I don't know. Like you hear it a lot. Right. Oh, these are idiots coming individually wrapped packages. I got you. And that's kind of how I look at it in a sense. Like I've never felt like, you know, I never felt like there was a target on my back. I've never felt like, you know, I'm always mindful. Yeah, unfortunately, I do have the the police anxiety, you know, getting pulled over. I never really, I don't know. I never think
If
about
you have that anxiety, then
not
that anxiety comes from feeling threatened.
not no. Let me explain though. Not the getting shot, getting killed. You know, never to that level. My fear is, and I think because it happened to my wife, is something's gonna be wrong in the system. You know, like a license, just something's gonna be wrong, and I'm gonna go to jail. Like just something, like someone use my ID. You know, like, I'm just that's my, you know.
But
'cause
but here's the point.
yeah, that's my anxiety.
All of that stems from feeling threatened. If that's your mindset,
I guess.
then
I
you
don't
go
know.
into it feeling threatened. And what
Yeah,
I'll
like-
say to you is, how many people who don't look like you feel that same anxiety?
Right. I agree. I hear you. You know,
So that's
I'm-
unfair
I hear you. I hear you on that.
because Anthony Walker has done nothing
Yeah.
to promote that.
Right. But
It's the system.
Hold on. I got it because I'm gonna share. You know, and Pastor already knows. Like I've had a history of having a bad license. I've driven around with no insurance, and it went on for a long time because some people was like, you know, they might have it just so I developed a somewhat, and I'm gonna throw the air quotes because I never want to make PTSD, you know, something small, you know, like trivial because it's real. What do you say? Which one? Which
That last comment.
oh,
man,
I know. Oh, you missed it. I
That
put it out. Yes.
is golden.
Yes, it is.
That
good.
is
It
golden.
Right.
That's
right,
golden.
Right. So that's where my fear, yeah, it's yeah, you control it because it is. It's like I've had issues. So I'm like, oh gosh, can I get out of this one? Can I curly head smile my way out of this one? You know?
But that's you living in the vestiges of your past
Yeah,
that have now
definitely.
clouded your present.
Right. Except when
Yeah.
the stop sign. He said, yeah, I don't have any trepidation when I get pulled over, except when I roll through a stop sign.
But you probably never had your license suspended. You know, you
Right.
probably never gone through anything like that. I would say, Jeff, because I think you're a nerd personally. But but I'm a nerd too. So
He said,
I've driven with no license since 2002. Had 7 cars and just got my license back in July. So yes, guys, yes.
Yeah,
But
indeed.
here's the question. That means that you have been driving with the threat, the
Right.
fear,
Yeah,
being pulled
100%.
over. And I think it's to Reese's earlier points. I had to get you, Jeff. When you talk about the fear piece, because you're right. Even the scripture says, for God has not given you the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind.
Right.
So if you're walking in fear, it is absolutely self-induced. That is not
Right.
something that someone gave to you. That's something that you have given to yourself.
Right.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
The question is, why do you give it to yourself?
Mm.
Right? You give it to yourself because you were raised in a system, in an environment that that triggers those fears.
Right.
Now it's up to you to make a decision that you're not going to live under that umbrella of fear.
Right.
But it doesn't change the fact that systemically, there's reasons that people feel the way that they feel.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
But I want to deal with individually wrapped idiots. Though. I really want to deal with that. Man, I love that. I want you to know I'm taking that.
Right. Yes, I have, but I believe you kind of watched the movie while doing wrong driving. Glad I'll change the narrative. Listen, I would be praying like, okay, God, I know I'm wrong. Can you bless me this time? Just don't. Please, Lord. Please, Lord.
Yeah, and Jesus
Not today.
and God are having a conversation.
Lord, I know I'm
telling
wrong.
you guys
I'm
don't
wrong.
believe. You guys, I'm going to tell you, I am living proof. I'm living proof
Yes.
that there are conversations between God and Jesus, knowing they are one and the same. I
Right.
believe in the triune God, God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. But I believe that there's a conversation based on my life where Jesus is looking at me and he's looking at God and he's saying this, and I quote, "You see this, right?" And God says, "Po child." And Jesus says, "What you want to do?" And God says, "Nothing, but I have to."
Right. Right. Oh, man.
And because we do that, we're like, well, Lord, I know right, you do know. So why are you even talking to me?
Wow.
That's how my mind thinks when it comes to God. That's how I talk to him. Lord, you know, I know this, and God is like, yeah, exactly. So why are you even talking? Just repent.
Right. Oh, we said I drove illegally until I was 46. Wow, 2016 without a license. Haven't pulled over until I got one. Wow.
Now I want to know who that is.
Yeah, because his I know it's Jeff's friend, but I don't know what he looks like. Man, listen, I was in North Carolina. It's like a hot spot, boy. It's just every checkpoint. I literally, have the moments I'm gonna just pull off.
Reese said he drove illegally till he was 46.
Jeez.
Okay.
And he black. Oh, yeah. What state you in?
That's what I want to know.
What state
Where
are you
do
in?
you live?
Well, you know what? New York, you can kind of get, because there's no checkpoints. You just can't get pulled over for a ticket.
Well,
You can get away with it.
I feel like everybody, 90% of the folks in New York driving illegally.
Wow.
That's just how I feel.
Wow. So, here and Georgia's kind of rough. You can't really mess around because they have checkpoints all over the place. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to get out of here. Oh, right. He said
New York. See?
Hartford and all up north. All up north. Yeah.
Like up there, nobody cares because everybody is they're so busy trying to get to where they're going. Even the police don't care. Like, look, I got to get, everybody's in a hurry.
Listen,
nobody has time to stop to check your license.
Because I got pulled over by the cops one time for something. And the low license issue, I think my registration was out too. And they looked that stuff up. They kicked me inside the car. Say, get your ish together. Get out of here. That's it. That's what I got. No ticket. They said, I got time for this.
Right.
It was in Queens, I think it was. Queens.
Yeah.
So.
No one has time. They don't want to deal with it. Right. It's a waste of my time, man. I got to get home.
Yes. So
that I believe.
Yeah, definitely.
So you still got to answer the question: how do you build, though, when you disagree?
How do you build?
You recognize that the mission is greater than you.
There you go.
That's how you build when you disagree.
There you go.
Because it's okay to disagree, but to walk in disagreement, to be disagreeable with one another for the sake of like what I can't seem to understand is if I'm an idiot,
right,
more than one person knows it. Is that fair to say?
That's good. That's good. Yes, 100%.
So if multiple people agree that I'm an idiot,
right,
I probably shouldn't have a team of individuals trying to paint this false narrative, evading the fact that I'm an idiot.
Right.
But somehow I'm good for the country.
Right.
I'm an idiot,
right,
but I'm good for the country. We're living in a day and age where we want to hire idiots,
right,
because they agree with our policy.
Right.
Does character even matter anymore?
Thank you, Reese.
Thank you for showing up, man. I appreciate you being with us, Reese.
Definitely. We'll talk. He said she'll be long. Don't encourage. We will be here. Long time.
Yeah, you know I'll talk.
I know. Today definitely I gotta get ready to roll out. I got some with my son today. So yeah, so definitely that's good. We have to, the mission has to be bigger than our disagreements. The mission has to be bigger. So yeah, definitely love you guys being here. Appreciate you. Make sure you share. Go to www.brotherlegacy.com. Go to Beyond Donations. We got so much more we're doing with our financial literacy class for kids and some upcoming stuff I'm looking to build going into 2023. So be a part of all that change. Continue supporting, continue sharing. Let everybody know what we're doing, what's going on, and keep praying for us. Keep praying for us.
Yes. And remember, because AD won't say this, I want you all to know that when I talk about seeding, contributing to BOL, the Brothers of Legacy are not financially liberated individuals.
Right.
we're sacrificing. AD is sacrificing to try to make a difference, to have a positive impact on the community that he lives in, which I share with him.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is, it's better than when we all do it together.
Right.
So your seed, your contributions go a long way to aid us in impacting the community, making something happen for someone who's not able to make it happen for themselves.
Right.
So it really does matter. This is not some get rich quick scheme.
Right.
His name matters to him. I'm connected here because my name matters to me. So your contributions mean everything. So I thank you all for those who continue to contribute, and for those who desire to. We truly, truly are grateful for you guys, and keep doing what you're doing, supporting BOL.
Awesome. Appreciate you, Pastor, for that. All right. So we're going to get out of here. All hearts and minds are clear. You guys pray for my wife. For whatever reason, she said something and she's been locked out, I guess, the account for 30 days. Oh, she's restricted for 30 days. I don't know what she said.
Your wife?
Yeah.
Sam got Facebook jail.
She on probation. She got restricted. I don't know what she said. Obviously. Wow.
I want to know what you said. Listen, we need to.
We'll talk later. We'll talk.
All we need is an excuse, man.
Right. All right. So we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, same time, same channel. Continue to be blessed. Keep pressing, keep growing. I know that we love you. Jesus loves you better. Stay safe. And 988 mental health crisis. You or someone you love. Make sure you dial that. And I'm gonna keep shouting that, because if you have any issues, having a moment, if you feel like it's hard holding on, just 988 so you can talk to somebody. All right. And we look forward to seeing you guys same time, same channel, and be blessed. That's it. We're gone. Peace out.